The purpose of the adjustment, the way that we do in the office, is to break the stress response so that you produce less cortisol. The purpose of the adjustment is to stop your body from continually producing these chemicals that can be harmful in long, chronic doses. Now, here's the most important thing I'm going to tell you. What happens with the sugar in the blood is if you have too much of it, your body will do whatever it can to get rid of it. First, it'll convert it to fat until there's no more room in the cells. That's when you get insulin resistant, you get diabetes. The other mechanism to balance out sugar is from the food you're eating, the sugar in your liver will be converted. Because there's so much sugar in the blood, your body doesn't want to put more in there. So if you eat starches, what are examples of starches? Pasta, bread, rice, potatoes. That's the same thing as sugar. I tell people you got a sugar craving. They go, I don't got a sugar craving, I just like pasta. It's the same thing. In fact, pasta converts to 40 grams of sugar versus just a little sugar craving. I want you to realize that if you have cravings for starches or if you have cravings for sweets, the reason why you have these cravings is because you're having spikes and drops of blood sugar. You're having spikes of cortisol followed with spikes of insulin. But what happens after it spikes? What's the next thing? Crash. That's where your craving comes in. So if you have cravings to starches and sweets, I want you to first realize it's not your fault. Number two, nobody's ever explained to you how to balance cortisol levels, and that's why that's happening. And it's not just what you're eating, it's most importantly what you're thinking. What you're thinking has a way bigger effect on your blood sugar than what you're eating. Cortisol will release massive amounts of blood sugar. Think about how many times you're having thoughts in a day, how many times you're eating. The average human being has 60,000 thoughts. They're eating 3 to 5 times. Every single thought that you have can trigger cortisol production, which means every thought can create sugar in your blood. And if you're not running, unless you're running 18 hours a day to counterbalance all the stress that you got, what you need to begin to realize is the excessive sugar in the blood will either convert to fat, which is why people get fat around their gut. This is also known as the insulin meter, right? Beer belly. Why? Sugar converts to fat when you don't use it. Also, the sugar, if it's done converting to fat, there's no more room in the cells, will lead to diabetes. Also, the liver will take some of the sugar you're eating, convert it to cholesterol.